Namaskar. Welcome to Conversations with Rakesh. I got a brilliant question this time. Rakesh, I know that I have to invest time in networking. It will help me in my own professional growth. But I'm just not comfortable with it. I'm torn between these 2 points. What do you suggest I do? What a great question. One part of you knows that you have to network, but the other part pulls you back and causes this stress and anxiety and tension. So, what I thought I'll do is share with you some foundational issues which can help you think about what is causing this reticence or this fear of networking. And if you can understand what is the root cause, hopefully it will then serve as a pathways for you to do a better job, network better, so that it can help your professional career. Networking is not the only reason that we progress in life, but it serves as a very important element because the more people know you and the more you know them, the more your chances of getting opportunities. So you must invest time in some aspect of knowing people. It also helps in collaboration and is overall considered a good practice for professional growth. Now let's look at why you are uncomfortable with networking. And in that, I will give you three uh, concepts. And then you have to think about that what could be the concept that is causing you to pull back from this entire aspect of career progression. Concept number one is one of the reasons many of us do not like to network with people is because of the word people. And we don't trust people. Many of us have serious trust issues. Now, where do these trust issues come from? I'm not an expert in that area, but I can tell you that a lot of our trust issues come from some sort of an incident in the past. And that incident could be a physical or a mental incident. We don't talk about it as much as we should. Physical abuse and mental abuse do cause a serious amount of trust in the way we look at people. If somebody has harmed us mentally or physically, it will reduce our trust in the overall humanity. And if you are a person who's very uncomfortable with networking, ask yourself, do you have trust issues? And do these trust issues come from a very serious episode in your childhood, in your teenage years, college years, professional years? It could come from marriage, it could come from parenting, it could come from friendships, it could come from work related issues, it could come from unknown people. These causes serious scars in our personality and that causes us not to trust people. And if you have those issues and incidents and you've buried them and you're uncomfortable talking about them, please remember a side effect of all that could be you not comfortable in trusting people and hence your inability to have a proper network. So this could be one serious issue which could cause you the discomfort of networking. So keep that in mind that there could be an incident which has caused severe trust issues in you. Now let's look at the second concept. The second concept comes from rejections and social anxiety. Our education system and our cultural systems, especially for Indians, is very unkind on our growing up years. While we should be encouraged to embrace rejections and take life as it comes, the exam pressure, the social pressures cause us to be morbidly afraid of rejections. So much so that a simple rejection in a social environment could cause us to cringe and we feel insulted in a group. We are very uncomfortable in a social group and the pandemic has exposed that very badly. We don't like people judging us. This happens a lot in early years and teenage years. A comment from someone on our body, our face, the way we look, the way we smell could cause serious damage to our personalities. अरे ये तो मोटा है, अरे बहुत बदबू मारता है, अरे इसके बहुत बहुत हैरी है, अरे वेरी फनी है, क्या लगता है, could cause a serious amount of personality issues. You might feel rejected, you might feel that nobody likes me, and all these issues keep bottling up And when we are now in a company and we are supposed to network, we feel a little bit embarrassed to go and talk. And if we do, they may not take it in the right spirit and we feel rejected and we come back into our shell. So this is just a symptom of social anxiety, the fear of being judged. And it comes from our past low self-esteem issues, fear of rejections, and many more complexities which cause us not to do network, because networking requires us to go and talk or meet. And if we are uncomfortable, it because we are very afraid of how I'll be judged and perceived and I'll be rejected, you will probably be very, very uncomfortable with networking. So that could be concept number 2, that you could be suffering from high level of social anxiety, which could come from fear of being judged, low self-esteem, rejections, body shaming, any other issues which could cause these issues. It could also be just the fact that you don't like communicating with others. You could be shy. These could also result in you not networking with people. Now let's look at the third concept. The third concept is exactly the opposite. Many of us, I could be one of them, हम लोग जब बहुत सक्सेस से आगे बढ़ते हैं, एग्ज़ाम में नंबर आ जाते हैं, रैंक आ जाती है, वी डू हैव दिस एटीट्यूड कि मैंने अपनी ज़िंदगी खुद बनाई है. यू नो, दिस इज़ दैट फेमस अमिताभ बच्चन जी का डायलॉग कि मैं अपने हाथ की लकीरें खुद बनाता हूँ. This is the entitlement we do come out with, कि I have reached this point of life by my own wit, by my own intelligence, by my own efforts. Why do I need networks? It's a waste of time. And this entitlement could cause us not to invest time in meeting others. कि यार क्या फ़ायदा, मतलब I know everything, मैं खुद कर लूँगा ना. ये सब waste of time है. And this comes from arrogance and entitlement. Perhaps you and many of us would be suffering from arrogance and entitlement कि क्या हो जाएगा networking से, मैं खुद कर लूँगा. So you could be suffering from that as well. And now let me summarize these 3 concepts that could cause you not to network. Concept number 1, there could be a deep scar, physical, emotional, which could have caused you to have trust issues. Concept number 2, because of something incident in the past, or maybe low self-esteem issue or social anxiety or fear of being judged or being rejected, you do not want to network and do not want to talk to people. It could be a communication issue also. And the third, it could be an arrogance issue also, that you feel entitled, you feel मैंने सब कुछ खुद किया है, इससे network करके क्या फ़ायदा, and that could also be a problem. So now, having said these 3 things, let me give you some suggestions. If you are suffering from trust issues, please contact a counselor, a coach, or an expert. This requires you to go through some well-planned process. You decide what it is, but you have to come out of it. You have to close that incident and whatever has caused you that issue and come out of it. There will be scars, but the scars have to be treated very well because it is impacting your life. You yourself said that I'm torn between these 2 points. There's no benefit of living in a life where you're torn apart. The stress could be damaging to you. So please do something about it. So please consult a counselor, coach, therapist, psychiatrist, anyone who can help you, a trustworthy person, so that you come out of that and start trusting people. Number 2, if you're suffering from social anxiety, please start working on how to overcome social anxiety. There are lots of techniques. I think I have a video on that as well. Social anxiety requires you to lift your self-esteem, requires you to feel good about yourself and not worry about how people judge you. It's a very, very inward approach where you have to tell yourself that I'm good. I don't need them to tell me how I am. And this will lift your spirit so that you go and network people and become more comfortable with them rather than being afraid कि अरे यार they'll judge me and I don't like it. And number 3, if you're suffering from arrogance, which I don't think you'll find, but you might find from feedback from others and the entitlement कि क्या हो जाएगा इससे, it's waste of my time. Please become a little bit humble and tell yourself, I cannot survive all alone. I need the help of others. Ask for help. Be humble. Tell people you need them. You know, in science, and I am a science enthusiast, in science there is a quotation that We stand on the shoulders of giants. No scientist can survive in arrogance कि मैंने ये सब कुछ किया है. किसी और ने भी कुछ किया होगा, उसके ऊपर हम लोग कुछ इजाद करते हैं, कुछ डिस्कवरी करते हैं, कुछ इन्वेंशन करते हैं. दिस ह्यूमिलिटी इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर साइंस. पर अगर आपको लगता है कि यू हैव डन एवरीथिंग ऑन योर ओन, इट्स वेरी बैड फॉर यू. सो बिकम हम्बल, practice humility, tell yourself, I need them and I need them for my own good. And that's where your mind and mindset will shift from the comfort zone to the growth zone. So let me summarize the whole concept again. If you're torn between 2 points, that you want to network but can't, look at the foundations of why you can't network. It could be a trust issue, it could be a social anxiety issue, or it could be a arrogance or an entitlement issue. And if you then realize what is your root cause, then practice the steps to network. That one, please go to an expert to overcome your trust issues. Second, please overcome your self-esteem, bring it up, tell yourself you're a good person to overcome your social anxiety and start networking. And three, please tell yourself that, hey, I need others and I can't survive alone. And whatever I am is a culmination of the support I get from others. Then you will be mentally prepared to start networking. And networking is not about just going to parties and exchanging cards. Networking is about trust. And when you build trust with people, these trusts will become relationships. They become your foundations of your life, and it's good for you, not only professionally, personally also. You know, loneliness is a very big killer. Networks can reduce that, and relationships can help you become a better person. And if you become a better person, you might make this world a better place. So on that note, invest a little bit of time to understand yourself, become comfortable with networking, know people, cherish them, and have a great life. Stay safe.